guys, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Mpho. I'm a CA and I like to chat all things business, property, careers, and sometimes a little bit about life. Today we're doing a video on building your brand online, or building your presence online. And you know what, when sitting and writing for this video, firstly, excuse my voice, I'm a little bit sick. I did ask myself whether I was qualified enough to speak about this, because usually we see people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers being the ones who tell us how they got there. But I figured, you know what, whilst I'm also still in the process of building my presence online, learning what works, learning what doesn't, maybe I'm in the best position to actually tell you guys as I experience the things, how I'm going about it. So it's just that whole concept of just being one step ahead. That's it. I'm not an expert in this. I'm just one step ahead, and I'm hoping to encourage someone who also wants to start to do the same. Okay, cool. So I'm going to touch on 5 things that you need to be thinking of or considering when you want to build your presence online. Let's get into it. The first thing is to choose what you want to talk about, what you want to be known for. And this is quite difficult. It sounds easy before you get in, but once you're in, there's all of these ideas, all of these topics that you want to cover, but then that confuses the people or the community that you're building. I think if you're starting out, the way to do it is just to focus in on a topic and then build from them. I'll give you an example with myself. So I'm a mom. I am a chartered accountant. I work in property finance. I love DIY, even though I'm not necessarily the best at it. I am a terrible-ish singer, good-ish singer, depending on how you look at it. There's all of those things that I could potentially, speak about or do on the internet. But I think if I did that, or if you came in here and I was showing you guys how to change a diaper, many of you would be confused. So what I am trying to do is just build, when you guys come here, you will find something to do with careers and maybe property and just general business news, right? That's sort of what we are trying to do here. So, as much as you're brilliant, you're multifaceted, it's a good idea to start with a specific topic or a few of them. People in marketing also talk about content pillars, where you could have 2 or 3 content pillars. And whenever you put something or whenever you plan a piece of content, it must fit nicely within those 3. So 3 is not as restrictive as just being one person or one persona online, but you've got all of these different sort of topics that you could talk about. So don't confuse people early on, and don't even confuse yourself, but pick a topic or few topics, right, that you can speak comfortably about, that you love, and you can still do all of the other things that you enjoy in your personal life or in other platforms, but just focusing on something at the beginning. The second thing that I want to mention is choosing the right platform for you. So when I started, and I'm actually still making this mistake because I also want to start a podcast. So I've got the Property Fundamentals podcast, I've got this YouTube channel, there's LinkedIn. But what I found myself doing when listening back to the podcast is I actually don't quite enjoy listening to the podcast episodes as much as I enjoy watching the podcast episode. And that's because I'm still learning all of those platforms, right? I'm still learning YouTube and how to edit. At the same time, I'm learning that I underestimated the difficulty or the work that goes towards making an interesting audio episode. So pick one platform and work on that, right? Perfect your craft on that. And then once you have perfected, or once you've got that one platform down, then you can move on to the other platforms. And then with that, number 3, right, very aligned to picking the right platform, is choose the platforms that align with your personality. I can't dance, and I'm not necessarily trying to be an entertaining person. I hope when you guys come here, you're not coming here to be entertained, okay? Maybe you're coming here to be educated. Great for people who can both educate and entertain. But whenever I look at a platform like TikTok, I'm like, I don't even know where to start. So that's very intimidating for me, because it's a platform where people want to be entertained. So pick a platform that aligns with your personality. YouTube does want you to have some sort of presence in how you communicate with the person on the other side of the camera. And it's taken a lot of learning, a lot of practice, but I'm actually enjoying it. If you love writing, maybe start on LinkedIn, where a lot of the content is word form. If you love speaking but you don't necessarily want to be in front of the camera, then maybe start with a podcast and perfect that. And once you've done that, you can then branch out to the other platforms. But the best thing to do is to start with a platform that needs the least amount of resistance from you. The last thing you want is now to be thinking of the fact that you don't like putting on makeup for camera. I mean, I don't like that, but I don't mind not having makeup at all. Or, you don't want to see yourself on video. You don't like the sound of your voice, things like that. If you're already battling with that, then it'll be difficult for you to sit and record an episode or a video, whatever it is. So pick a platform that you won't be fighting with the whole time whenever you need to produce something. And your personality also won't be fighting with that platform whenever you need to sit and do a piece of content, right? And then the fourth one, which ties us back to what you want to be known for, is why do you want to be known for that? Why are you doing all of this heavy lifting? Why do you want to build your brand online? Why do you want to produce content? Get back to your why and be honest with yourself. So if I think of why I'm doing this, I always say, those who know me in the real world will know that I've got this thing of no one should be left behind. So every step of my career, mostly my career journey, I'm not going to make it about life, but I want to share as much as I can about what I know, about how I've gotten here, so that the little girl who's also growing up from whatever rural area that they grew up in. I grew up in Bushbuckridge, but whatever rural area they grew up in, where there isn't information, where they don't see people in certain careers, can know about all of the options that exist. So my thing is about sharing information so that you guys, if you're interested, you can follow the same path or similar path or know what's out there, so that at the end of the day, no one gets left behind. So go back to your why. And I think once you understand why you're doing something, then you won't be disheartened when it gets difficult, because sometimes you will put out a piece of content, especially in the beginning, and people won't engage with it the way you would have liked for that content to have been engaged with or to have been received. And also when you're starting, you don't have the reach, the follower, the reach, not money, but your content doesn't spread as much as you would love for it to. So you feel like, okay, if I'm talking about careers, no one is really understanding, no one is really finding my content. If I'm talking about personal finance, no one is finding my content. But you know what? If you know why you're doing it, then you keep at it and you understand that it's how the algorithm has been built, and you're not necessarily too focused on the numbers. You are doing it for the right reasons. And also, if you know why you're doing it, and you see story times blowing up, then you won't now say, okay, I want to do story time content because that's what people are finding. You'll be true to why you're starting, and you'll be true to why you want to put out that information that you want to put out. And then the last point that I want to mention is that you just need to start. Put yourself out there, put the camera, take out your laptop and start typing. Just start. You shouldn't want to be viral on your first post. I'm hoping for your sake you're not viral on your first post, because it'll probably suck. You will look at it much later in life and cringe. So just get started, build that practice muscle, know what you like, your writing style, your speaking style, how you project yourself and how you use your body on camera or whatever it is that you're doing. Just start and put those 20 videos out as practice videos, because that's what they are. And then, find what works for you and what doesn't, and just be consistent, guys. At the end of the day, when you're building a brand, it's about what you want. At the end of it is people must rely on you, people must trust you, and you get to be reliable when people see that you're consistent as well. And not just any people, right, but the people that you're doing this for. So if it's for the furtherance of your business, for the furtherance of your career, all of those things, just remembering your why and putting in the work and just doing it. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope if you want to build your brand online, you will just get to it, right? And I wish you all the best. Let me know what you think of this video in the comment section. And as always, if you liked this video, just like it and share it with someone that you think it'll help. Until next time, bye.